because they beat Northern Kentucky a couple of weeks ago at the Wolstein Center on Senior Day, allowing Cleveland State to get the upper hand in this game. And these two schools, at least one of them, has played for the Horizon League Championship in every year since 2016.
Strap yourself in. This is going to be nuts. That's my prediction early.
Drew Lauder gets the first shot of the championship game and misses a three, but Tay Williams off the rebound misses, and now Northern Kentucky gets its opening possession of the night. Xavier Rhodes racing into the front court as Northern Kentucky sets things up. Last night knocking out the regular season champ in Youngstown State.
When the shot goes up, keep your eye on 21, Chris Brandon in black.
Marquez Warwick for three. That one rims out, and it comes to Deshaun Parker for Cleveland State. And tipped away in a steal. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup brought to you by Barbasol. And for Northern Kentucky, they're 13-7 with this lineup on the floor. Trey Robinson has moved into the starting lineup as the season's gone along and has been an outstanding player for Darren Horn's club. Here's Rhodes in past Deontay Johnson, can't get it to fall. And back the other way come the Vikings as they look for their first basket of the night. Cleveland State 9-4 with this starting five on the floor. Deshaun Parker, the key for Danielle Robinson, the first-year head coach. He's his coach on the floor.
Deontay Spider Johnson, number 35, just gave that pass. He's the offensive rebound weapon for Cleveland State. Was very effective in blocking shots on the defensive end and getting offensive glass opportunities on the offensive end.
And one of the matchups I'm looking for here early, Mark, is between Deontay Johnson and Chris Brandon. Both of those guys had monster games in the semifinals last night. Johnson, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. Chris Brandon had 17 rebounds yesterday, including 10 offensive. And now off a steal, Rhodes finding Sam Vinson for a bucket and the foul. And that's how the scoring begins tonight in the Horizon League Championship.
Sam Vinson is a physical playmaker, and Rhodes is a defensive playmaker that runs the floor and puts pressure on defenses. Vinson has great hands and makes really smart plays whenever the ball's in his hands. We talk a lot about Warwick. He's Batman. Sam Vinson is his Robin.
He sure is, and Sam Vinson, third-team All-Horizon League this season, gets to the free throw line and knocks down the free throw. But Tristan Enaruna picked up the foul. Last night, we wondered if it was going to matter that Enaruna was in foul trouble, but it did not, because the Vikings got out to such a fast start that it never got close enough for it to really, truly matter in the game.
Both these teams exploded out of the gate last night.
Cleveland State led Milwaukee 20-5 early, and Northern Kentucky had the upper hand on Youngstown State and never relinquished it. And now a turnover. It'll go back to Northern Kentucky.
With this Northern Kentucky defense, it's as if they are connected. They're like chain links without a weak link. They move so well together, and they anticipate so well.
There's Danielle Robinson, the first-year head coach for Cleveland State. Darren Horn in his fourth year with Northern Kentucky. And Danielle Robinson taking over a program that reached new heights under Dennis Gates. He went to Mizzou. Robinson's come in, and they haven't skipped a beat. Back in the Horizon League Championship game for the second time in 3 years. Parker finding Drew Lauder, who knocks down the three.
Drew Lauder is another clutch player for Cleveland State. He delivered the victory in the quarterfinals at the free throw line, made 6 free throws in a row. Lauder could really heat it up microwave-like.
Here's Trey Robinson, a three over Enaruna. And that won't fall, goes over the backboard, out of bounds.
Drew Lauder was a guy that came to this program with a reputation that he shot it too much, that he might be selfish. One coach even called him a loser. But he came into this program nothing but a winner. He has changed his ways, and Danielle Robinson has been so effective in changing the way Lauder competes and the way he plays with his teammates. That kid's a winner because he's got a great coach, and he's been coachable.
Played his way into the starting lineup, averages just under 10 points per game, and has been a key player on both ends of the floor for the Cleveland State Vikings this season.
This matchup zone is fascinating. It's really a communication zone.
They go down low to Enaruna, who draws the foul underneath.
Jordan, one of the really fascinating things about this effective Northern Kentucky defense is you see the throw over the top, and then Vincent is right there in position to challenge the play. They communicate so well. Chris Brandon is a great traffic cop on the backside of the defense. Sam Vincent is a guy you'll constantly see them pointing and directing and matching up. It's a great zone. They move their feet and they play together.
They do, and it's one of the reasons why this Northern Kentucky program just continues to win. Ever since they entered Division I and then transitioned into the Horizon League, they have been one of the premier teams in this league. They've made 5 straight appearances in the Horizon League semifinals, back in the championship for the 2nd straight year. And you can see it. After joining the Horizon League in 2015, 3 times they have won this tournament. And Darren Horn has talked about it a lot, Mark. He says, our expectation is to be playing on this deck.
Yeah, John Brannon, prior to Darren Horn, championship coach at Northern Kentucky. And now Darren Horn, in his own way, now has put his own stamp on this program. Championship level.
Last year, Northern Kentucky falling late to Wright State, the eventual champion of the Horizon League.
Now, that was divine providence. That's a miracle.
Now 5 seconds to shoot for the Norse. Here's Marquez Warwick. Step back 3. Drills it.
Marquez Warwick from deep with a hand in his face. Right in front of the Cleveland State bench.
Averaging 22 points per game in this tournament, but you see 46% from 3. And each year he has continued to get better and better for the Norse.
Especially defensively. Defense was a rumor for Marquez Warwick once upon a time. Now it's a priority. Number 3 in black, cheating up in the zone.
6 seconds to shoot now for Cleveland State. Tay Williams trying to navigate the baseline, fouled by Rhodes. And it brings us to a timeout on the floor. Northern Kentucky and Cleveland State meeting tonight in the Horizon League Championship. One of these 2 teams is walking away with a berth in the NCAA tournament tonight. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Better by Barbasol.
Are you ready for this? That's right here. I put it down and
game on.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
Game on. 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 Game on.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both sides, aloha. That's sail on 1.
When it's tournament time, we don't go big. We go bigger.
Game on.
In the regular season, these 2 teams met once on each team's floor. The 2 games were separated by a point apiece. The first game was January 19th. Marquez Warwick, buzzer-beating 3 to sink Cleveland State. And so you know, Marquez Warwick, the man on the mission, looking to try to get his team over the hump this year and win this game tonight and get his team to the dance. We've seen heroics like this from Warwick all season.
Marquez Warwick, he loves tennis. And you can see how he comes up aces for this Norse basketball team. We saw a late shot clock in the last possession. He wants the ball in his hands. That clutch gene is something that, as a coach, you love guys like this. You love guys that want that moment just like that.
Warwick 3 early points in this one. Last night over 20 points again at 16 in the first half for Northern Kentucky. Out of the timeout, that's Jason Woodrich knocking down a 3.
Yeah, that's legit coaching right there by Danielle Robinson and his staff. That was a perfectly executed backside three-point shot play. I love it when coaches come out with a plan and players execute it. Well done by the Vikings of Cleveland State.
Here's Rhodes for Northern Kentucky, guarded tightly by Parker. Loose on the deck, and Parker's got it. Trapped between two guys. Possession arrow, though, will keep it on this side of the floor.
Boy, Danielle Robinson, such a great job coming out of the timeout. Such a great coaching pedigree. Spent some time with Porter Moser, some of the greatest coaches in the game. This guy really gets it. The culture that he's built around toughness, around communication, around teamwork. He's a fascinating gentleman. I love the guy the time we spent with him yesterday.
Well, had a great run at Iowa State as well, and has been in multiple stops, as you mentioned, working for so many great coaches, and the 17th head coach in Cleveland State basketball history. What's cool about Danielle Robinson as well is the way that he empowers his guys, has embraced what Dennis Gates built and is now built upon.
And he has no ego. At 26 years old, he was an assistant to Porter Moser at Illinois State. They had a visit set up with a high-level recruit in Chicago, but Moser couldn't make it. So Moser told Danielle, go and do it by yourself. He's 26 years old. He's scared to death. He's nervous. He doesn't know if he can do it or not. And then he gets to the house. It's kind of dark, and he's pumping himself up. He wants to look confident. He wants to walk through the door with confidence. He literally walked right through a screen door. He destroyed their screen door.
He did.
Now, they didn't get the player, but Danielle Robinson learned how to open doors in recruiting right after that experience.
He sure did. And I think his players are willing to walk through a screen door for him right now.
And maybe a few walls as well. We've seen examples of that. What a culture he has built at Cleveland State.
They were checking the shot clock before, and now as we resume play, the miss by Rhodes, but Brandon cleans it up.
Yeah, what a shock that Chris Brandon would figure out a way to get an offensive rebound. He had 10 last night, 17 total. The guy's on a pogo stick.
Chris Brandon, one of the preeminent rebounders in America, came into this tournament 14th in total rebounds, 18th in rebounds per game.
Watch the black jerseys, how they point, how they talk.
Yael Hill steps into a 3. There's Brandon again for the rebound.
He's like a Labrador. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And now Xavier Rhodes blows by Johnson for the bucket.
Rhodes, runner, beep, beep.
You've been waiting on that one for the last 2 days.
I didn't even use that last night. I saved it. That's championship level right there, partner.
It is. I loved it. Here's Spider Johnson at the top, over to Louder, as Cleveland State tries to work for a shot with 10 to shoot. Louder around the screen, puts up a 3, that's well short and out of bounds to Northern Kentucky.
Boy, every possession is a tug of war between these two teams. You know, Jordan, they're so familiar with each other. We've chronicled both games decided by 1 point. They split the regular season series, and this is the best matchup in the championship. These two games are playing their best basketball at the end of the season, both 21 victory teams.
Trayvon Faulkner, the Horizon League 6th man of the year, into the paint, facing a double and sends it out. Sam Vincent for 3 from the wing. Off target, and now a foul called. It'll send it the other way. Brandon called there, going for the rebound.
Yeah, Enaruna, a really good job of blocking off Chris Brandon, because that's the only way to keep off the glass. But as a coach, that's the foul I want Chris Brandon to get. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to go up. That's Spider Johnson with the block off right there.
Brandon picking up his second foul there, so he'll go to the bench for the time being. And so Northern Kentucky going to play with a little bit of a smaller lineup. We'll see how that changes things for Cleveland State offensively.
Mark this moment right now. I think Chris Brandon is the most important player on this team as far as gaining new possessions on the offensive glass.
Eight seconds to shoot for Cleveland State. And Aruna goes to work into the paint and lays it in off the glass.
Brandon's that traffic cop on the backside of the zone. He's not in there anymore. They're vulnerable along the baseline. Aruna recognized it.
Trayvon Faulkner finding Vincent. As Vincent now wide open for a three and knocks it down. And Aruna, I think, thought someone was going to be up there to help, and nobody was.
Nobody was there. He was wide open. And when Sam Vincent's wide open, that's bad news for everybody else with another jersey.
Shoots almost 34% from three this season. Here's Woodrich for three, and answers right back.
Shoot, why not move back a little bit farther? That was from Carmel, Indiana.
Woodrich, the junior from Beechwood, Ohio, grew up wanting to play at Cleveland State, now has that opportunity coming up big in the Horizon League Championship. Vince in the miss on the three. Tay Williams pulls it down and on the run. And lost the handle. Trey Robinson. And a goaltend's going to be called on Williams.
Tay Williams tried to do a little bit too much. Trey Robinson did. He's a jack of all trades. Right there, a master of the deuce.
Ready for action. Up in the mix. The main attraction.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket. Like one of our favorite customers.
Buckle up! That says it all right there.
This all-new Aria is an elegant EV.
Yeah, with 380.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hunt.
Red Wings.
Making his way in on goal. Dylan Larkin.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hunt.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want.
Every day we train, challenging ourselves.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hunt.
Geico's been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the Buffalo Wing's been around.
This event gets better every year and buzzing with excitement right now.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
Well, one of the beautiful things about this week, Champ Week, is you've got tournaments going on all the time. And the New York Life ACC men's basketball tournament going on as we speak with Virginia Tech and Notre Dame live on ACC Network. Boston College, an earlier winner. Georgia Tech eked by Florida State. Tomorrow, a full slate of games as well, all leading up to those quarterfinals where you start to get the big boys in action. ACC tournament all week long on ESPN.
At noon, your alma mater, Syracuse, is taking on Wake Forest. I just called that game for ESPN Radio on Saturday when your Orange looked better than they have in a full month. Jesse Edwards was unbelievable. Career high in points and rebounds. But, you know, I got this feeling about Wake Forest and Steve Forbes. I think they're going to win that first-round game against Syracuse. That's my gut.
Well, I'm hoping for the opposite result.
I'm sure you are.
However, it should be a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully they have a little momentum after Saturday.
They really played well, Jordan. They really played well. They played defense like they cared for the first time in a month.
Out of the timeout, it's Cleveland State basketball. Trailing by 2 against Northern Kentucky here in the Horizon League Championship. Tristan Enaruna through a couple of guys, can't get it to go. The rebound pinballs around to Trey Robinson.
Yeah, the help from Warwick from the backside bothered Enaruna. Normally he's a great finisher.
Chris Brandon on the bench right now with 2 fouls for Northern Kentucky. And now a foul called as Warwick trying to get to the bucket.
Tristan Enaruna with really good footwork here. He's got a good matchup, but see how Warwick comes across? That's what distracted him on his shot. than the tough physical rebound inside by Trey Robinson, who does that on a regular basis.
Marquez Warwick at the free throw line, 81% at the line. Well, coming up next on ESPN and the app, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, the West Coast Conference Championship game. Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's in Las Vegas. Right after us.
Logan Johnson, the transfer from the University of Cincinnati, now plays for Randy Bennett and the St. Mary's Gales. And Aiden Mahaney, one of the really exciting freshmen in the country. And Drew Timme, who seems to get his name mentioned on every single broadcast, including this one for Gonzaga. And for good reason. Heck of a play.
Had an amazing career, there's no question. So Warwick knocks down both free throws, 5 points in the early going for the star for Northern Kentucky. Deshaun Parker down low for Enaruna, who lays it in.
Remember, Chris Brandon in foul trouble. That's why Northern Kentucky's getting exposed in the paint.
Darren Horn having to manage the minutes of Brandon, who had 17 rebounds last night. One of the premier rim protectors in this league. Here's Rhodes from the wing. That's off target. Rebound comes out to Deshaun Parker.
Remember, Northern Kentucky was up 2 when Brandon went to the bench. They're -4 since he went to that bench. I'd keep pounding it inside.
Trey Robinson called for the arm on Parker. First foul against Robinson. Now Emmanuel Zorgball coming into the game for Northern Kentucky as Darren Horn wanted to get a little more size on the floor. Zorgball, the 7-footer.
But at 2:15, Enaruna is really physical. And this is where Trey Robinson has to help physically against Enaruna.
Down low again to Enaruna and puts it in over Zorgball.
Yeah, Danielle Robinson and his staff see the same thing I have. Northern Kentucky, without Brandon in there, is basically defenseless against the Cleveland State Bigs.
Ties the game up at 17, 10 minutes gone by. Quarter of the way through the Horizon League Championship. Robinson against Parker. And an offensive foul. Second foul against Trey Robinson.
Sean Parker establishes a defensive position. That's absolutely the right call. I love defenders that move their feet. It's not about playing with your hands defensively. It's about moving your feet. Parker did it well right there.
These two teams, not really a surprise that they're playing for the Horizon League Championship. You might say 3 seed versus 4 seed. These have been the 2 stingiest defensive teams in the league, as we see some nice offense there from Deshaun Parker.
Points in the paint for Cleveland State have been stellar, and Chris Brandon's going to come back in the game. He's got to.
And he's going to the scorer's table right now as Rhodes nice through the paint. Look at that move from Xavier Rhodes.
He's exciting to watch, isn't he? He makes things happen. Now, he might make things happen for the other team too, but when he makes things happen for the Norse, it is fun to watch.
Darren Horn singled him out after last night's game and how good his minutes were in Northern Kentucky's win over Youngstown State. Here's Enaruna for 3 this time. No, Tay Williams gets it underneath from Parker.
Second chance points, points in the paint. Simple recipe for success right now for Cleveland State. Now, can they make a stand on this end?
Cleveland State into the lead. They've made 4 of their last 5 from the field.
Good cut by Warwick.
Guarded by Williams. Tries to get to the paint, lost the handle. Tay Williams as fast as they come. Hits Enaruna and a goaltend on Trey Robinson. Basket counts.
When was the last time Cleveland State took a shot outside of 3 feet? It's been a while. They have been in attack mode, pounding it on the 94-foot situation. Half court, they've been pounding in the post. Daniel Robinson, he wants to be the most physical team in the league. Right now, they've been the most physical team.
And they're on a 10-2 run.
And remember, when Brandon went out, Northern Kentucky was up 2.
Right.
6-point difference while he sat.
Brandon's back in there. You see 21 in the black jersey. Here's Trayvon Faulkner, a 3 from the wing. No, Brandon grabs the rebound.
He's so good at that.
Another opportunity. Warwick the miss.
Again, Brandon. He's a junkyard dog.
Vincent is fouled. All set up by offensive rebounds from Chris Brandon.
Cleveland State, they want to be physically tough. They have pounded the ball inside time after time. Vikings over the North by 4.
I know what you think.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy.
So.
I know what you think.
So. So. So.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
So.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on...
To shave or not to shave? Shave. It's true.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on...
So. So.
To shave or not to shave? Shave. It's true.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
Note.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
To shave or not to shave? Shave. It's true.
So. So.
Kevin Fahn's back in studio. CAA championship, Charleston, UNC Wilmington, and it's Raekwon Horton with the 3 wide open on the wing.
Yeah, you help off of Ante Brozovic, and you have to. Now you open yourself up to threes. They make 10 a game.
UNC Wilmington, though, up by 2 halfway through the first half. Back to Jordan and Mark.
All right, thank you, Kevin. And right now it's 23-19 Cleveland State leading Northern Kentucky here in the Horizon League championship game. We've talked a lot about Chris Brandon and the effect that he has on the Norse. Well, when he went out of the game at the 13:37 mark of the first half, NKU was up 10-8. In the time he was off the floor, Cleveland State made 5 of 6 shots, primarily on the inside, as you pointed out, Mark. And now Cleveland State's got a 4-point lead.
Well, and credit Cleveland State for understanding that Brandon was on the bench. Look, all you want is an unfair advantage as a coach. And part of that unfair advantage is understanding who's in the game, who's out of the game, and exposing mismatches. And that's exactly what Danielle Robinson did.
Vincent at the line and knocks down the first free throw. Sam Vincent also having himself a good first half. 7 points in the early going.
Coming out of the timeout, Danielle Robinson, time and time again, has drawn up scoring plays for Cleveland State. See a little bit of full court pressure from Northern Kentucky, change pace a little bit. But let's take a look at this half-court set as Cleveland State is organized, executes, and scores. I look for Enaruna, number 13 in white.
He's going up against Vincent, where he's got a height advantage. They go for the alley-oop to Williams, but it's knocked away by Brandon.
And there was the play. Well defended by NKU.
And Rhodes can't get that to fall over Johnson, and now Louder on the run. Draws the foul on Vincent. First on Sam Vincent.
So I'm going to be a little bit constructively critical here on that play coming out of the timeout. Enaruna's your guy. You got Brandon with 2 fouls. I'm going to go after him. That backdoor lob play, I'm going to save that for the second half when I got a little run going to get the crowd involved, that type of thing. So Daniel Robinson, he rolls the dice. I've done this myself, by the way, where you go throw it to your best athlete in Tay Williams. But I like that Enaruna matchup inside to attack Brandon. I think that's where you get more bang for your buck coming out of the timeout.
Lauder misses both free throws, and it comes out to Rhodes.
And of course, second guessing is always the right guess. You gotta understand that too.
Hindsight's always 20/20,
yeah.
right? Trayvon Faulkner navigates the paint, draws the foul on Deontay Johnson.
This is what Trayvon Faulkner does. He's a physical scorer. He hunts contact. He comes off the bench, 6th man of the year. And this is a guy that's tough and physical, and he wants contact. He wants to get to the line. He's so effective as a weapon for Darren Horn and the Norse.
He's 8th all-time in career points at Northern Kentucky. Over 1,600 in his career with Northern Kentucky. And Darren Horn has talked a lot this year about how much credit he gives Trayvon Faulkner, who has been a starter and a key player for NKU for several years, but was willing to come off the bench because it was the best thing for the team.
You got to have that selfless guy who sublimates his ego for the good of the team. And that's exactly what Trayvon Faulkner is, and that's why they're in the championship game tonight.
Tied at 23.
Enaruna getting a lot of attention in the interior defense, and they're cheating Brandon up, so he's not matched up with him.
Kyle Hill along the baseline. Dumps it off for Enaruna, and a foul is called. We'll get Trayvon Faulkner for that one.
Where the Vikings have been so physical, pounding the ball in the paint. Off the dribble, Enaruna the recipient again.
Enaruna having another big impact for Cleveland State tonight. 10 early points as he goes to the line.
But you would expect Vikings to be aggressive, right? And Norse and Vikings are actually different. All Vikings are Norse, but not all Norse are Vikings. Think of Norse as people of the Scandinavian region, but Vikings are actually a job. They pillage, they plunder, they warrior, they acquire property. Whereas Norse are like farmers, gatherers, things like that. So to think about it musically, all right? Norse are like Elton John, Bruno Mars, and Adele. Okay?
Yeah.
The Vikings are like The Who, Metallica, ACD, and Limp Bizkit.
I love that comparison. You didn't think you were going to get Limp Bizkit and Adele in this broadcast, did you?
I knew we were.
That's awesome. Tay Williams into the paint, and that's off target. And now Marquez Warwick says, hello, it's me.
How did that pass get there?
1 point lead for the Norse now. And Yael Hill puts Cleveland State back in front.
Cleveland State hasn't settled one possession tonight. They continue to pound it inside.
Brandon at the top. Tried to feed down low for Warwick, but led him too far. And it's a turnover by the Norse. Jason Woodridge coming back into the game for Cleveland State. Hit a couple of threes here early.
Well, we have expected physical from Danielle Robinson. You and I have expected fun from these two talented teams, and that's exactly what we're getting tonight.
You expected it to be a defensive type game because these have been the two teams that all season long have been the stingiest defensively in this league. Kyle Hill down the lane, can't get it to fall. Johnson cannot hit the putback.
Boy, Rhodes is always probing when it comes. I just love the pace of his game. Number 11 in black. for NKU.
Faulkner way out for three. Won't go. And a long rebound by Pavorius for Northern Kentucky.
Extra possession because of the hustle of Pavorius.
And now an offensive foul on Rhodes.
Like I said, something always happens when Xavier Rhodes has the basketball. Sometimes really good and sometimes not so good. But keep your eye on it because there's always something going on with that kid.
Rhodes was in foul trouble last night as well. He's now picked up his second foul here with 4:44 remaining in the opening half.
Yeah, fans are going to cheer whenever Xavier Rhodes has the ball. It's just a matter of which side of the arena the cheer comes from.
Fifth-year player, transfer from Florida Southern College, and has been a key cog in the wheel for Darren Horn as he tries to lead Northern Kentucky back to the Horizon League Championship.
And Aruna matched up with Vincent, and Aruna backs off.
Lauder stops in the paint, spins and puts it up. No, Deontay Johnson the rebound, and the putback is good.
Deontay Johnson, one of those guys just cleaning up the mess. Spidery. That's why they call him Spider.
Three-time Horizon League all-defensive team.
Little zone now from Cleveland State. See if Northern Kentucky can adjust. They seem a little bit confused here.
10 to shoot for the Norse. And now a foul on Lauder.
There's the Norse. Hunters, gatherers, farmers. Not like Vikings, plunderers.
Nice headwear. BN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire
ABC Hockey Saturday? An original
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy. Champ Week.
This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
Game on.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to.
This event gets better every year and buzzing with excitement right now.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Coach Oz, aloha. Pass fail on one.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy.
This event gets better every year and buzzing with excitement right now.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Coach Oz, aloha. Pass fail on one.
With the Venture X card from Capital One, you earn 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling.
All-State halftime report just minutes away. We got Seth, we got Fonz, we got Kevin here. CAA championship underway. We have highlights. Also, WCC heavyweight title between St. Mary's and Gonzaga. Yes. We will have a preview. Right now, Cleveland State up by 3. The foul trouble on the front line, rim protection, a big story.
Yeah, Chris Brandon picked up his second foul, and that allowed Tristan Anaruna to be able to go to work inside. They were able to throw it to him inside, Seth, off screen and rolls and post-ups as well. He's got 11.
Yeah, speaking of Darren Horn this morning, he said Brandon has to stand up. He had 17 rebounds yesterday. Tell you one thing, the Norse, they're hard to beat if they take care of the basketball. Coach, no live ball turnovers for the Norse.
That is the key, Seth, and you have coached your way a long time during your career and highly successful. I want to inject you into that huddle right now and maybe into my huddle as well as I coach my St. Francis de Sales 6th grade team. Take care of the ball.
Now we'll see how the Norse go here with 7 seconds to shoot offensively. Vincent, a 3-try. No, the rebound Johnson.
Late in the half, over 3 minutes to go. Brandon with 2 fouls. Number 21 in black. I'd be looking hard inside to maybe get his third before Darren Horn takes him out near the end of the half.
And Aruna goes to work against a double. It's taken away.
Great anticipation by Sam Vincent. Big time vision, big time play by number 2 in black.
12th in the country in steals this season. He is the best at ball hawking for Northern Kentucky.
Apparently they're not listening to Seth Greenberg. That was a live ball turnover right there.
I'm just interested in you and Seth coaching a 6th grade team. That's a heck of a coaching staff. 2 seconds to shoot for Northern Kentucky. Vincent at the end of the shot clock knocks it down.
He's so good. He has such an understanding of time, score, situation. Darren Horn called him our Joe Burrow. He's constantly poised and composed and makes such great decisions a la Burrow.
Sam Vincent, 10 first half points for Northern Kentucky. A 1-point lead for Cleveland State. Almost 18 minutes in, and now a turnover. Pavorius finding Marquez Warwick as the Norse will set it up.
Yeah, if Warwick would have moved the ball there, Northern Kentucky would have got a really good shot. They were overextended on that trap.
And now a 3 from Pavorius. No, the rebound and Aruna, but knocked away by Vincent, and Northern Kentucky has it back.
Yeah, every time the ball stalls, it gives this defense a chance to reset.
And now Warwick almost got that to fall, but it'll go to the line.
You know, the offensive glass work of Aruna, defensive glass work, and then Vincent going and receiving the loose ball. If they would have reversed it right there, wide open on the backside.
Cleveland State seems to have brought its defense out further on the perimeter, and Northern Kentucky is having trouble getting themselves in the paint. NKU, 2 of their last 10 from the field mark.
Jordan, it's a great observation because I think one of the things Darren Horn's going to talk about at halftime is more crisp, quick ball movement. They need to get Cleveland State into some rotations. So every time you catch square stop, catch square dribble, it gives Cleveland State the opportunity to reset their defense.
Warwick, after that free throw, now 8 first half points. Marquez Warwick, the second team All-Horizon League selection, finished 4th in this league in scoring. Averaged 22.5 points in 2 games against Cleveland State, including a game-winning 3. And mid-January, splits at the line.
Yeah, Warwick went for 30 in a double overtime win over Youngstown State and 45 against Tennessee Tech.
Deshaun Parker on the run, and Trey Robinson called for the goaltend yet again.
And Darren Horn, he didn't want to roll the dice anymore with Chris Brandon on the floor. And so what does Cleveland State do? They keep pounding it inside, going at it inside.
How can Northern Kentucky adjust to that? Because with Brandon off the floor, if he picks up his 3rd foul early in the second half, they're going to be in the same situation.
You play inside the 3-point line. You pack inside the line, and you pack the paint. You force Cleveland State to take contested 2s and deep 3s.
Minute to go in the half. Barbasol Horizon League Championship game. 3 in the corner for Robinson, cans it.
That's because of Trayvon Faulkner. He got into the dead zone right there at the Horizon League logo. That's where the weak spot was of that zone. See, I don't even extend here. I fall back inside the 3-point line.
Errant pass from Louder. Stolen by Warwick. Marquez down the floor. Fouled, and it just rims out. That was halfway down. Tristan Enaruna picks up his 2nd foul late in the first half.
Well, Marquez Warwick, he is on a mission. We got a chance to speak with him, and a year ago, Northern Kentucky lost a heartbreaker to Wright State. Really dominated a lot of the game, and then there was a 4-minute emotional wave from a team that was playing as if divine providence had just set in. They had lost 5 of their fathers collectively as players and coaches for Wright State, and it was crazy here, Jordan. But Marquez Warwick, he remembers that moment, he remembers that time, and he is here to erase the demons tonight.
I'm light as a feather, I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to...
You can't possibly be powerful or polished. Or be a...
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
Two-point lead for Northern Kentucky over Cleveland State. 31.1 to go in the first half here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Last night we had a couple of games where some big scores early on and teams made runs in the second half, but neither game was that close. Tonight, I think we expected to see a game like this.
Exactly. Now Marquez Warwick, he's starting to get his offensive mojo going. And for Cleveland State on the opposite end, 31.1 on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Look for Tristan Enaruna late in the shot clock to get a touch. Number 13 in white for Cleveland State.
3-point lead for Northern Kentucky. The Vikings can essentially work out the rest of the clock.
You've also got Jason Woodrich, number 11 white, a dangerous three-point threat, 6'7", can see over smaller defenders.
He's already hit 2 first-half threes.
There he is.
5 to shoot. Woodrich. He's going to put up the 3. No good. And the first half comes to an end.
That should be a shot clock violation. There should be 1.1 second.
That's what I was waiting to see.
They're going to look at this. It's been about scoring inside. Putting the ball in the paint off the dribble. Aruna right there off the glass. High-low post inside. Cleveland State rarely takes a jump shot. They have just worked the offensive glass, and they've worked the paint consistently.
That's the voice of Mark Adams. I'm Jordan Burnfield. Welcome back to Indianapolis as we get set to crown the champion of the Horizon League at the end of this ball game.
Cleveland State at 52%. Look at the points in paint, +6, 18-12.
Tristan Enaruna trying to get the first points of the second half, but comes up empty there. The rebound to Vincent, and now Northern Kentucky back down the floor. Xavier Rhodes, 2 fouls in the first half. Also had 4 points for the Norse. Now tries to get by Louder, but closes out on him defensively.
He's hot.
Marquez Warwick steps back on Tay Williams. Misses the shot and the rebound to Deontay Johnson.
Both teams, though, got the ball to their best player on the first possession. I like that strategy from Darren Horn and Danielle Robinson.
Cleveland State won this tournament in 2021. Northern Kentucky has won this tournament in 2017, 19, and 20. Which one of these two will head back to the NCAA tournament and reach the horizon? Here's Deshaun Parker, knocks down a 3.
Cleveland State had nothing going offensively against that communication zone, that matchup zone at Northern Kentucky. Sometimes you just need players to make plays. Deshaun Parker just made a play.
Parker, one of 4 key players in the Viking lineup that returned to Cleveland State to play for Danielle Robinson. And now Xavier Rhodes with his first bucket of the second half. He's got 6 tonight.
Rhodes is going to have to score a little bit because they are in total doubt. Tay Williams is in total denial against Marquez Warwick.
Drew Louder for Cleveland State. Now Tay Williams, who had such a big semifinal game, but has been quieted tonight. 2 points to this point. Deshaun Parker, another three, no. And a long rebound to Deontay Johnson.
Good ball movement.
Louder can't answer with a three. Williams inside for the stick back.
We know one adjustment from Cleveland State. Pound the offensive glass.
Well, you know that Chris Brandon's going to pound that offensive glass for Northern Kentucky.
And now he better start pounding that defensive glass as well, because there's a lot of white jerseys flowing to the backboard.
Trey Robinson, a three over Enaruna. Bounces out. Brandon taps it, and it ends up in the hands of Tay Williams. Going downhill. Has it swatted by Robinson, but it comes out to Enaruna. Johnson found him.
Deontay Spider Johnson is the guy that's making it happen in the offensive glass. He's gotten his hands on the last two shots, keeping it alive.
Sam Vinson working against Parker as Northern Kentucky sets up its offense, and Warwick is fouled by Tay Williams on the way in.
Tay Williams has one job. Don't let Marquez Warwick catch the basketball. They're trying to cut the head off the snake right here. And I like that strategy from Cleveland State. Tay Williams, we talked about his glide, how he's like Drexler away. He's long and he's really quick. That's a really good defensive matchup. Number 1 in white versus number 3 in black.
Well, we saw in the first half when Chris Brandon went to the bench, Cleveland State was able to get a lot of easy points on the inside. Chris Brandon, of course, lays it in there. What's the biggest adjustment that Northern Kentucky has to make to Cleveland State?
So defensively, they're going zone right here, and they're cheating out on shooters, and Tay Williams has had a very difficult time. But you got to limit this Cleveland State team to one shot. That's where Brandon comes in so valuable. But Vincent's got to help, and company. And then on the offensive end, you need Rhodes to make some plays. Rhodes has got to make plays.
Just made a big play right there. Big swat out of bounds.
And just good rotation defensively and understanding. As Chris Brandon, he can dominate inside. He can get in your head. He can make you change shots. Look at that perfect position, straight up with athleticism. Chris Brandon.
And the inbound comes to Enaruna. Turnaround jumper is good. Tristan Enaruna, 15 points tonight.
And this is punch for punch. I told you it's going to be nuts. So far it has been.
When you get those Norse and Vikings together, you just never know what's going to happen.
Nuts. That's exactly right.
Warwick with 7 to shoot for NKU. Turns around on Parker. Smooth shot from Marquez Warwick.
He's starting to move harder without the ball to get his touches, making it harder for Tay Williams to deny him.
Warwick the steal from Johnson. Lost out of bounds. It'll stay on this side when we come back.
We promised you physical basketball. We promised you athleticism. We promised you Chris Brandon on the offensive glass. And Tristan Enaruna from mid-range. Soft touch.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both sides, aloha. Pass fail on one.
Champ Week.
This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's
Champ Week.
This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
Buckle up! That says it all right there.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on.
I'm light as a feather, I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy.
ABC Hockey Saturday. An original.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both sides, aloha.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Honey.
This event gets better every year and the buzzing with excitement right now.
Champ Week.
This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on
ABC Hockey Saturday. An original 6.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Earn 2% cash back on what you want.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Coach on, aloha.
ABC Hockey Saturday. An original 6.
So it's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
I'm light as a feather, I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
Tristan Enaruna. He's prepared for this moment. He's consistent. This is a guy that only averaged 4 points a game at Iowa State, but he has found his confidence and found his home at Cleveland State. And that's why Danielle Robinson has come in with that culture of we, and Tristan Enaruna fits it perfectly.
He's an all-Horizon League first-team selection, Mark. And when Danielle Robinson took this job, his first order of business was trying to keep some of the players that were in this program under Dennis Gates to stay. The next order of business was to get Tristan Enaruna to come with them from Iowa State to Cleveland State, because he knew that with a bigger opportunity, he'd flourish. And he did. All-Horizon first-team selection. And if Cleveland State wins tonight, Tristan Enaruna, we believe, will be the first player in college basketball history to reach the NCAA tournament for 3 different schools in 3 consecutive seasons. He was at Kansas for 2 years. Then he was at Iowa State with Coach Robinson. And then he followed him to Cleveland State. There have been 2 other players that we have found that have played for 3 different schools in an NCAA tournament. But our ESPN production staff has been looking all night, and we've conferred with the NCAA, and we believe that if Cleveland State wins tonight, he will be the first player ever to play for 3 different schools in 3 straight years.
Quite an accomplishment, and I'm sure that if Cleveland State can win this game, and right now it is a tussle and will continue to be a tussle, but if they can win, he will remember this one more than the ones in Kansas and Iowa State, because he is the focal point of this Cleveland State offense.
There's no doubt. He has been a key player for this Vikings team.
The transfer portal works both ways. I'm a free market guy. I don't mind the transfer portal. I think guys like Tristan Enaruna, they deserve the opportunity to find a home where they can play. And that's how it's worked out at Cleveland State, a success story.
He's been a key player for this Vikings team, and so is Ramar Pryor. Ramar Pryor last night set a career high with 10 points, and he hits a big 3 right there to put Cleveland State ahead.
Yeah, he is an energy guy, usually in the first half. But there you saw the 3 bomb in the second half. Pryor matched up with Rhodes.
And now Vincent stops and pops and scores in the lane.
Vincent is fearless.
Sam Vincent, 12 points. That's his first basket in the second half.
And we saw that game winner from Warwick, that 3-pointer in overtime when these 2 teams played at NKU. Guess where the assist came from? Sam Vincent.
That's right. Enaruna steps back from the elbow to knock it down. He's got 17.
Well, he is so balanced and strong in that 12 to 15-foot range. Even when he's fading, he's still balanced and strong. He's a high major player. He just needed a chance.
He's got one, and he's making the most of it. Oh! What a beautiful pass from Vincent to Brandon.
Sam Vincent, in honor of Bill Raftery. There's some lingerie on the floor.
And now Parker bumped by Vincent, and a foul on the sophomore.
This is smart. This is high IQ. This is crafty basketball by Sam Vincent. Never gets sped up. Always under control. A la Joe Burrow He does remind me of that dude from a basketball perspective. He's calming. He's got that winning influence on his team.
Sam Vincent's going to love you because,
I love Burrow.
Well, who doesn't love Burrow in Cincinnati?
Yeah. He's changed that whole franchise. He's changed the whole city.
He has.
Joe Burrow. Sam Vincent, I like him too. He had changed the whole city.
Yeah. Well, Burrow, I agree with you on that. 10 to shoot now for Cleveland State. There's Parker with 4, trying to get around Robinson. It's blocked out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock.
So now you look Aruna or Johnson, because Johnson can go up above everybody. Throw the lob. There it goes. That's Johnson. They don't give it to him.
And Aruna for 3. Got it!
I think that was after.
They're going to take a look. Edwin Young was right on it. He was standing behind Aruna, and he said, let's go right to the monitor.
In real time, that felt late. We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. Yep, it's late.
It is. Still in his hand as the clock hits 0. And our officiating crew is going to take a look.
They had Johnson for the lob to the rim. I thought that was really the best option. And there was no basket. Right call. I didn't need a monitor.
Got good eyes, Mark Adams.
Getting cocky. Championship night, I'm getting cocky.
Well, if anyone should be cocky right now, I think it's Tristan Aruna. He's 7 of 10 for the field. If that shot goes in, he has been outstanding in this championship game.
I'm fake cocky. He's the real deal. Tristan Aruna is special.
Marquez Warwick is too. He's got it now. Against a double and now sends it to Robinson. Goes to work in the paint. Up over Johnson. Lays it in.
He took it right to the shot blocker's sternum. That's exactly what you should do for Trey Robinson. Really smart, executed play against the shot blocker.
Kyle Hill gets into the paint and throws it out of bounds. He's trying to find somebody along the baseline, but well wide of Pryor.
Now this pass is to no one, nowhere. When you leave your feet and you don't know where you're going, that's going to be a problem. And it was.
Rhodes down the floor. Out to Robinson. Open 3. Off target. Vincent there for the pinball rebound. Faulkner for 3 over Johnson. That's short. And Parker's got it.
Not sure about that one, especially over Johnson. That's a tough shot.
Pryor, nice feed underneath to Johnson. Lost the handle out of bounds. But it'll bring us to another timeout on the floor.
Are we having fun yet? Championship night in the Horizon League. Northern Kentucky, Cleveland State. They've been here before. Yeah, I see ya.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
Game on.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
Red Wings.
Making his way in on goal. Dylan Larkin.
Tomorrow in the association, our doubleheader starts in the Big Easy. Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans hosting Luka, Kyrie, and the Mavs. 7:30 Eastern, then it's off to LA. Pascal Siakam and the Raptors taking on Kawhi, Paul George, and the Clippers. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7.
And in the house tonight is Darnell Hillman, Dr. Dunk. Played at San Jose State, was eventually drafted by the Golden State Warriors, then played for the Indiana Pacers. Oh, by the way, he also high jumped 6'11 and a half.
That's incredible.
Darnell Hillman, Dr. Dunk, who's in the house tonight.
Watching a good one in the Horizon League, the championship game of this tournament with an NCAA tournament bid on the line. Off the miss from Pryor, and Aruna, no. Tip back up, no. Johnson willing his way up there and draws the foul.
This looked like Texas volleyball right here. Cleveland State just putting it up. Tip it, go get it. Tip it, go get it. That's energy right there.
And Marquez Warwick called for the foul mark and not Brandon. To put Spider Johnson at the line.
It's as if Spider Johnson has multiple appendages. He's just so active. His hands are always up and active.
Senior Spider Johnson has played for 3 coaches in his 5 seasons at Cleveland State. Started under Dennis Belton, then with Dennis Gates for 3 seasons, and decided to stay and play for Danielle Robinson. And one of the heart and soul guys for this Cleveland State program over the last half-decade.
Took Northern Kentucky 9 seconds to get across the line. That's effective defense by Cleveland State.
And now a foul called against the Vikings.
Yeah, Parker ran right through Rhodes.
And Deshaun picks up his 3rd personal foul.
There has not been much separation in this game. This thing's been 2 points, 3 points, tied for the entire night.
Neither team is led by more than 4 tonight. Alley-oop try to Brandon, couldn't handle it, and it comes out to the Vikings. Tay Williams taken away by Vincent. Sam down the floor. Puts it in over Williams.
2-foot jump stop. Fundamental.
4-point lead for Northern Kentucky. And now a steal from Brandon.
Vincent has the hot hand. He's made plays. I want him to get in touch. Number 2 in black.
Rhodes finds Vincent. The 3-ball. Short. Long rebound to Sam.
That's what he does.
Trey Robinson hits that one. Northern Kentucky's got a 7-point lead and a timeout. The Norse, after losing last year in the title game, trying to avenge it tonight. They've got a 7-point lead.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on...
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
This event gets better every year and buzzing with excitement right now.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both sides, aloha. That's fail on 1.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see our guy.
Fundamentals still win basketball games. Trey Robinson, 2-foot jump stop, goes to the sternum of the shot blocker. The anticipation of Vincent. He's not as athletic as Tay Williams. 2-foot jump stop and the finish. Who follows their shot anymore? Sam Vincent does, and he gives it up to Trey Robinson for the 3-point shot. That entire run was based on 2-foot jump stops, anticipation, and fundamental basketball.
It's been a great game tonight, and you've seen 12 ties, 14 lead changes, and Northern Kentucky now on an 11-3 run, and they have a 7-point lead, which is their largest lead tonight. Finally, a little separation for somebody in this game.
And Northern Kentucky has 12 steals. The Norse are actually plundering right now. Vincent and Warwick with 3 each.
That's what this team does. Darren Horn, after taking over this program and remaking it in his vision, they are a tenacious defensive team. They get a lot of steals. They make it hard for you to score. Cleveland State experiencing it right now. Louder, a long 3 into the shot clock, no, and the rebound to Warwick.
Boy, that was active hands, active feet by Northern Kentucky.
Rhodes, the kick to Robinson. He'll take another 3, in and out.
Halfway down. Here's where the Vikings respond to Cleveland State.
Largest deficit for Cleveland State here as they go to work offensively. They're 0 for their last 7 from the field. Parker through 2 defenders. Pryor into the paint. No. Williams going for the rebound and a foul on the floor.
Tay Williams just so athletic, so quick to the ball. We've seen rebounds from him where his hands are way up in the sky and everybody else is down by the floor. And that's a 1-2 rebound right there by Tay Williams.
Trey Robinson picks up the foul.
Yeah, this is going to be reviewed. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah, the officials heading to the scorer's table now. Robinson down on the floor getting looked at. He got the whistle. Let's take a look, Mark.
Yeah, Tay Williams, number 1, goes up with both hands and just comes down and happens to contact on the face of Trey Robinson. So that's not flagrant. He's not flailing his elbows or anything. It's incidental contact. It's actually a foul on Robinson.
Robinson was called for the foul. They're taking a look at Trey right now.
A lot of activity going for the ball, but give Tay Williams a lot of credit. A 2-handed rebound.
What'd you hear, Mark?
We're on a roll. It's a common foul. Let's play on.
You're right on it. Robinson heading to the bench for the moment for Northern Kentucky. Tay Williams showing that athleticism yet again and giving Cleveland State another opportunity. They need something to go down offensively. Inbound goes to Tay.
Well, Tay Williams has to be more aggressive.
Outer along the baseline. Muscled in by Parker. Goodness.
Got a flex after that. That was powerful to the rim.
Pushed it through two guys. He's got 9 points. And now Rhodes finding Brandon, but right into the wall. That is Deontay Johnson. Warwick goes to work on Williams. And a foul on Tay Williams.
Yeah, Tay Williams took the bait right there.
3 personals now on Williams.
Boy, but Williams has worked so hard on Warwick every single possession. I think it's affected his offensive game a little bit. I think he's worked so hard defensively and done some really good things on Warwick. His work is so hard to guard. He moves without the ball. When he gets it, he's explosive as well.
Yeah, Tay averages 11 points per game. He's got 4 in the Horizon League Championship tonight. And last night he had 18 points in the Viking victory. Trayvon Faulkner now 7 seconds to shoot, backing down Parker. 3 seconds to shoot, and a foul right at the end of the clock against Cleveland State's Drew Lauder.
Now, Rhodes puts such pressure on you. He doesn't play east-west. He plays north-south. As he attacks right there, boy, that's tough right there. That was only one hand. I thought it might be 2. It was only one hand on the shoulder. Didn't really gain any advantage.
Fresh 20 for Northern Kentucky. Rhodes having to fling it into the backcourt to try to get the ball inbounds, and it's off Pryor. So now Northern Kentucky will inbound again.
Yeah, Warwick was option A. Really good job by the Cleveland State defense. Up to 9, him the basketball. There's Warwick. 2 defenders come through.
Vincent trying to go down low for Brandon, but it was a bullet pass. He couldn't handle it. And it's a turnover by Northern Kentucky. 7:55 left here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. The Horizon League's going to crown a champion at the end of this.
You can't possibly be powerful and polished.
Or be able. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series. For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both eyes, aloha. Pass fail on 1.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
The XFL gets you closer to football than ever before.
Both eyes, aloha.
In March, we move up ladders and into...
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids.
Champ Week.
This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's...
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids.
So it's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
Red Wings.
Making his way in on goal. Dylan Larkin.
Drive. It's what propels the champions, the comeback kids.
Nagati back in studio, checking in on the family of networks on Champ Week. How about over on ESPN2 NEC Championship? Fairleigh Dickinson already into the dance, but they're up by 1. Make that 3 against Merrimack. Meanwhile, Notre Dame up by 5 in the second half over on the ACC network. First round of the ACC network. I should say first round of the ACC conference tournament. And meanwhile, Vermont in complete control in the America East semifinal. That game over on ESPN+. Drew Timmy Gonzaga facing St. Mary's later on the night.
Yeah, the best footwork in all of college basketball is going to have to handle the double teams, but be aggressive when he gets it on the interior.
WCC Championship coming up after the Horizon Final. Jordan, Mark, back to you.
Thank you, guys. And this is why this is just the best time of the year, because tickets are being punched all over the place for the NCAA tournament. And you can see Fairleigh Dickinson, SEMO, UNC Asheville, Drake, Kennesaw State, Furman, Louisiana. Now, which Horizon League team is going to be on that graphic tomorrow? We're going to find out in under 8 minutes.
UNC Asheville has a guy named Drew Pember. I saw him earlier this year. Love that guy. He can really, really score. And congratulations, my buddy Bob Marlin and the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana for going to the NCAA tournament. Happy for you, Bob.
Great story for the Raging Cajuns for sure, going to the NCAA tournament. Right now, Northern Kentucky the upper hand here with 7:24 to go. Off the Cleveland State miss, they can add to their lead. They throw it into the backcourt. And Faulkner catches, and it's a turnover by the Norse. Darren Horn, you just saw him there, trying to lead this Northern Kentucky team back to the dance. They got so close a season ago, lost to their rival Wright State. In 2020, they won this tournament. In 2019, Northern Kentucky won this tournament. In 2017, they won this tournament. Cleveland State won it in 2021.
Can Northern Kentucky exercise those demons from last year's loss?
See, the last 5 champions, 3 times it has been one of the 2 teams in this game. Last year, of course, Wright State taking out Northern Kentucky, and in 2018 it was Wright State which won the tournament as well. Last year, Wright State, after winning here in Indy, won their first ever NCAA tournament game in the first 4.
Well, you just got the sense that Enaruna was trying to score 5 points in 1 possession. You can't do that. That was a forced shot off balance.
Xavier Rhodes lost the handle. Yael Hill got it, and then Rhodes commits the foul.
It turned out to be a good foul because Cleveland State had a run out on the opposite end. Really good help defensively. Spider Johnson really moves his feet effectively. Rhodes with the foul, and again, it was actually a good foul. That would have been a dunk on the opposite end.
Cleveland State has won for its last 11 from the field. Why they're trailing by 5.
Boy, Aruna's really catching it way out from the basket.
Baseline jumper, and Aruna, no.
Remember how Cleveland State dominated in the paint in the first half? That's not happening anymore. Credit the Northern Kentucky defense. They tightened it up.
Vincent can't get that to fall, and Aruna grabs the rebound. And an errant pass. Northern Kentucky's got it.
Yeah, why throw it to Spider Johnson? He's not going to lead the break. You got to get it to a guard. It's a big possession right here.
Warwick in and out on a 3. Man, if that goes down,
yep,
that changes this game. Parker, no. Rebounded Northern Kentucky.
3 straight forced shots for Cleveland State.
Vincent to Warwick. Nearly knocked away, but Northern Kentucky keeps it. Warwick can't get it to fall. And again, the Norse seemed to get close, but just could not get the roll.
Cleveland State has dodged about 4 or 5 bullets. Now they need to get the ball inside, play within their offense.
And Aruna almost taken away by Rhodes. That time he is. Hill into the backcourt to grab it. 7 seconds to shoot for Cleveland State. Hill tried to split the defenders and lost it. Parker into the shot clock, hits a three.
Ugly, 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 beautiful.
You said it, Mark. And Darren Horn's going to call timeout. Cleveland State dodged multiple bullets. Yep. And Northern Kentucky now only up 2 after Parker hits the three. Stay with us in Indy.
It's nuts.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire...
I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to...
Two-point game. Cleveland State trailing by just a bucket. Northern Kentucky got several looks at the basket that you thought were going to result in points and they were going to build the lead, but they couldn't do it. And then the ball pinballs around, end of the shot clock, and Mark, there's Deshaun Parker.
Jordan Burnfield, you put it best during this timeout where you talked about the Horizon League is now Horizon Leaguing. Tell me what you mean by that.
I've been watching Horizon League basketball a long time. And when you watch this league, you just never know how it's going to get there. But you know that sometime in the last 5 minutes of the game, more often than not, it's going to be just what this is. A 2-point game, 1 or 2 possession game, and that's why this league is so much fun.
In the beginning of this game, we told you to strap yourself in. It's going to be nuts. These teams figure out how to make it really fun and entertaining. Look, Northern Kentucky had an opportunity to dead and bury the Vikings.
Yeah.
But the Vikings somehow pulled a Lazarus without ever running their offense, by the way.
And here we go. Under 5 minutes, NCAA tournament bid on the line. Northern Kentucky up 2. Marquez Warwick stopped the dribble. Vincent cutting the basket, tried to hit Brandon, out of bounds off of Chris, and it'll be Cleveland State basketball.
Vincent should have shot it. It was a great back cut, 2-foot jump stop. He's made so many good, right there, just shoot it. He saw Spider Johnson, I get it, and tried to wrap it around. I think that was a shot for Sam Vincent.
Northern Kentucky, no field goals in over 6 minutes. And they've had many chances.
Yep.
At good looks that did not fall. Hill along the baseline. Taken away by Northern Kentucky. Robinson around Johnson. This time he gets the roll.
2-foot jump stop again. That time, Robinson. He gets the roll because of fundamentals.
Ten to shoot for Cleveland State. Parker into Johnson, rejected by Brandon.
Star Wars at the rim.
Warwick loses it. Pryor's got it. Brandon swats it away. Chris Brandon making it happen defensively. And Northern Kentucky can add to its 4-point lead. Vincent. Yes!
Cold-blooded.
Parker takes timeout. Northern Kentucky up 6 with just over 2.5 minutes to go.
Chris Brandon never gives up on this play. Comes from behind. Chris Brandon with the rejection. We're not worthy.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Better by Barbasol.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt. There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
This all-new Aria is an elegant EV.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the hunt.
I'm light as a feather, I'm light as a feather, yeah, baby, I float. It's hard to...
It's a little tight. Makes me feel husky.
Kevin, Seth, Vaughn, CAA championship update. How about UNC Wilmington trying to steal a bit here?
Yes, Trezarian White having himself a tournament, 18-10 in his tournament as he knocks down that three.
Part of an 18-0 run. They lead right now 51-45 over Charleston. The CAA championship, NEC championship.
4 minutes away from hanging a banner, baby.
Yeah, and by the way, they are already going to the dance, but hanging a banner, it means
we're all about validating
more.
Our championships.
Absolutely. And speaking of validation, Aiden Mahaney, St. Mary's, the 1 seed facing Gonzaga. Two dangerous teams this month, Seth.
Yeah, Aiden Mahaney, a great closer. Look for those traps on those ball screens. They're going to try to get the ball out of Aiden Mahaney's hands, Gonzaga will.
Those rivals battling for the WCC championship. That's coming your way. Jordan, Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin, and we've got you covered. Selection Sunday. It's all starting noon Eastern. ESPN College Basketball Live starts the day, and then a full day of college basketball talk. They're going to have the Field of 68 revealed, bracketology breakdowns at 8 o'clock. The women's field revealed, continuing coverage on ESPNU at 9, and then more coverage at 10 Eastern. It's also all on the ESPN app. This may be the block that wins the Horizon League championship for Northern Kentucky.
And then down at the other end, Sam Vincent has an understanding, a flair for big-time moments. He wants the ball, he needs the ball, and the Norse need him to have the ball.
2:35 left. Northern Kentucky up 6. NCAA tournament bid on the line. In the corner. The three is good for Hill. 3-point game.
With Vincent right in his face. Gutsy three-point shot by Hill.
Yael Hill, the senior from Cleveland Heights, drills it. And now Robinson for Northern Kentucky with 10 to shoot. Robinson around Enarunan. No. Rhodes has got it. 3 seconds to shoot. He puts it up. It's a three! At the end of the clock. Northern Kentucky back up 6. And a foul on Robinson with 1:37 left.
Whenever Xavier Rhodes has the ball, something's going to happen. It's usually exciting. This time on the plus side of the ledger for Northern Kentucky. Didn't know the shot clock was running down, but apparently somebody told him. I think the entire sideline was yelling at him.
Rhodes with the huge three.
There are Northern Kentucky fans right along the sideline, right in front of Rhodes. They were screaming at him to shoot it. I don't think he knew until the fans let him know.
He turned around and he drilled a three. And now Rhodes has Northern Kentucky up after the big three. Now Hill trying to answer, draws the foul. Robinson picks up the foul, and Trey Robinson's night is done. That is his 5th foul. He is done. 12 points this evening. And Yael Hill will go to the line with 1:31 left in the Horizon League Championship.
Yael Hill hit that big three over Vincent, puts the ball on the floor, now goes to the line, knocks it down.
Coming up next on ESPN and the app, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, the West Coast Conference Championship game, Gonzaga-St. Mary's in Las Vegas. Right after us, Hill, no on the second free throw. Johnson the rebound. The second stick back is good. Back to a 3-point game. Cleveland State gets 3 points the old-fashioned way.
One big league. Winner to the NCAA tournament.
Here's Warwick, 1:05 left. Gets by Johnson, high off the glass, no. Comes out to Pryor for Cleveland State. Cleveland State can tie it with a 3.
Hill wants the ball. Watch number 2 in white, he wants the ball. Got Enaruna on the baseline.
Parker
there he is.
To Enaruna. No! Rebound Brandon. And now a foul with 32.6 left. Yael Hill will get the foul. 32.6 seconds remaining. Northern Kentucky up 3.
That's the 6th team foul for Cleveland State. The next one will be in the bonuses. Drew McDonald, one of the all-time greats at Northern Kentucky, looks on. And so now you trap for the first 47 feet. You try to get a turnover down in the front end of the court, and then you trap or you foul after half court.
And a foul immediately. Rather, timeout with 32.6. Danielle Robinson, the head coach of the Cleveland State Vikings, in his first season as their bench boss, and his team trailing by 3 points with 32.6. Darren Horn on the other sideline. His team was here last year. They're trying to get over the hump and win the Horizon League Championship for the 4th time in 7 years. But right now for CSU, what is Danielle Robinson telling his team to try to get a stop?
Expect full court pressure, obviously. High risk, high reward. I'm playing the front slab of this hard court. I'm going for the steal there and then trapping once the ball comes across half court. Now, keep an eye on Sam Vincent, number 2, taking the ball out of bounds. He's usually the guy that makes a lot of smart decisions in the full court pressure situation.
Vincent will inbound. Into Faulkner. They trap. Faulkner's got it. They've got to hurry to get it across the floor. And finally, they get Warwick just across the midcourt line, and Hill called for the foul with 23 seconds.
That entire play was designed for Vincent to come back in and get the ball back. Faulkner gets trapped. It kind of freezes with the basketball. Vincent's wide open. He doesn't give it to him. And then Vincent, a tough spot with the shot clock running down to a 10-second violation. He finds Warwick coming to the ball. That is a big-time play by Vincent. Don't underestimate what he just did.
And now a 1-and-1 opportunity for Marquez Warwick. A cold night for his standards. 14 points, 3 of 12 from the field, but calmly knocks down the first free throw to put NKU up 4.
He was the guy that spoke to us about the disappointment from a year ago. But Jordan, this dude is locked in. We saw it from him.
Warwick hits them both. 5-point lead for Northern Kentucky. Cleveland State's got to hurry. Parker picks it up. Shot clock is off. Hill for three. No. Rebound comes to Warwick. And a foul.
Time ran off the clock. They didn't stop the clock. They're going to reset this time.
They have to reset. There's at least a couple of seconds that need to go back on this clock. The Northern Kentucky fans, young and old, looking on as their team is seconds away from another Horizon League championship. I think
there's almost 17 seconds left in this game, not 13.5.
Yeah.
I saw it live, thought that's where it was about at.
Well, it gives both teams a chance to talk. You hear Darren Horn telling his team to stay locked in.
Well, for Daniel Robinson right now, it's really about getting a score every possession. Like taking the three right there, they could have gotten it two, because what are coaches saying? No foul, no foul. Yeah.
16.9.
I was 1/10 off.
And now Marquez Warwick will go to the line.
Boy, has this been fun, Jordan.
Absolute blast. Northern Kentucky fans yelling NKU. They can taste it. Another Horizon League championship. And Marquez Warwick at the line, trying to send his team back to the NCAA tournament.
We opened up the broadcast talking about Marquez Warwick. He's got that clutch gene. He hit the three-pointer to win the game at Northern Kentucky. Now at the free throw line, he's been 3 for 3 at clutch time, and now 4 for 4. He's got that clutch gene in his DNA.
7-point lead for the Norse. Cleveland State's got to hurry and get something at the basket. Parker scores with 10.2.
Good job by Danielle Robinson. You just got to get a score right there.
How much time can Cleveland State allow to even get a steal? Or do you just immediately
They can't
foul?
now. At 10.2, now it's an immediate foul. There's not enough time to play defense. You just got to foul.
Well, in 2019, Northern Kentucky was in this game, and they came up victorious. Tyler Sharp finding Dantez Walton, who drilled the three. Walton had a great career at NKU, but Drew McDonald, the best player in school history, knocks down that jumper. You see the emotion on his face as the Norse beat Wright State 77-66 to win the Horizon League championship. They'd win it again the next year. Of course, there was no NCAA tournament in 2020 as a result of COVID. In 2017, they won this tournament, and now on the brink of winning it again.
And now Danielle Robinson is going to go with high risk, high reward defense, full denial, trying to get a steal on the out of bounds. And if you're Darren Horn, I'm sending one flyer. I like coaches that take a risk on this play and send one guy long. You got Sam Vincent, the Joe Burrow of this team. He's got a good arm, and you look deep because that stretches the defense.
And at least get the ball on the other side of the floor.
Yep.
So we'll see what Coach Robinson is able to draw up. Cleveland State's women's team will advance to the NCAA tournament. They beat Green Bay earlier today in Indianapolis.
Big upset.
But Cleveland State's men's team also in the final. The first time that both the men's and women's team both playing for the tournament final since 2019. Right now, the Northern Kentucky men trying to knock out the Cleveland State men and advance to the dance.
Rhodes taking the ball out of bounds. I like the set for Darren Horn. Everybody's back. He's going to use all the floor to get it in.
10.4 seconds. What did you think of that? 3 seconds come off the clock.
Yeah, you got to foul right away. Really well-designed play by Darren Horn. They had cutters moving into open areas. Vincent does such a good job of getting himself free. They know who's been hot at the free throw line, and Vincent gets to work right away. He's made 4 in a row. Darren Horn on the precipice of another Horizon League championship for Northern Kentucky.
Warwick the miss. 5 seconds left. Parker down the floor. Louder for 3. It's good. But Cleveland State's going to be out of time. With .2 left, Vincent just has to inbound it. But a timeout with 0.2 seconds to go, and Northern Kentucky up by 2.
So the officials are going to check now to see if the clock is correct. At .2, all Northern Kentucky has to do is just get the ball in, and it's touched, and the game is over. So as this shot goes down by Louder,
unless they put more time on the clock, what can be accomplished in .2?
Yeah, unless it bounces off a guy's head and goes in the basket. Ball goes through the basket. That's pretty close to .2. Yeah. Yeah, that was .2. That was dead on.
Are not going to change it.
Yeah, all you have to do is have the ball be touched. Game's over. Game's over. Unless there's a violation that gives the possession to Cleveland State, game's over.
Rhodes will inbound. And that's it. For the 4th time in 7 years, Northern Kentucky reaches the horizon. The Norse